Back to Baby Takes. As you can see, I am alone today. Zach is just getting back from spring break, which is why we haven't had a video in almost 2 weeks. So the first week, Zach was leaving for spring break, and then last week, he was just getting back, and he is just getting back, still unpacking. But I needed to get a video out for you guys. Felt bad that we left you, just hanging there. So today we got Nebraska players that could get drafted, and I'm going to list where I think they're going to go and like what rounds, and then some possible fits for every team. So I think this is going to be really fun. I like focusing on NFL stuff, so um, can't wait to do that. And it sounds really fun here. So, but before we start, word from our sponsors now.
What's up, Baby Takes fans? I'm Zach here to tell you about our biggest sponsor, Bucked Up. This is something that I personally use. I use everything from creatine, pre-workout. I use their shaker balls to put on it. I have a funnel that you can take your protein and your creatine and your pre-workout with. Carry that along with you. It's got 2 caps on the ends. You can put that in your water bottle. That way you don't spill it. Like I said, they have protein. They have stuff for mass gain. Maybe you don't do that. Well, they got stuff for mass loss. They got stuff for women, whether that's pregnancy or just specifically for women, because as you know, men and women, we're designed differently. They've got flags, they've got hats, they've got shirts. Anything you could ever imagine, go use our code at checkout, baby1, and get yourself some. It's awesome.
So thank you so much to them for sponsoring this video, but let's get right into it. So first up, I got JoJo Doman. Now, JoJo Doman is probably the best guy in this class from Nebraska. He's going to get drafted the highest. I think he's going to produce the most. So I have him going in the 3rd or 4th round. It's kind of hard to gauge what we think he's going to be because some teams may view him as a safety. Some teams view him as an outside linebacker. Some may even view him as a nickel corner. And he's like a jack of all trades, but a master of none. He is an elite pass coverage linebacker, in my opinion. You can see him in like a Darius Leonard role. I think Darius Leonard is probably a little bit better of a tackler at the moment, but I think JoJo's probably has more potential in the pass game. So it's weird. I don't know where to put him. You see these guys like Jabril Peppers. JoJo Doman's a little bit bigger than him. Guys like Landon Collins, who's still a free agent out there. Once again, JoJo is more of a linebacker than he is. So it's really weird. Some potential fits I can see with the Broncos. They play a lot of single high safety. They bring a dime safety down, more like a dime linebacker, which I think is a perfect role for JoJo Doman. So I think he could be a really good fit there. And then also the Cowboys. You saw what they did with Micah Parsons last year. They always need a safety. They just brought back Javon Curse, but he's more the free safety. Keanu Neal kind of played that dime linebacker role last year. So they could definitely find someone to replace him. And I really like JoJo's talents. I really like his potential, but I don't see him going any earlier than the 3rd or the 4th round, but also not later than that. So next up, Taylor Britt. This guy is weird to me. I've obviously, as you can see, I'm going to 4th or 5th round. He's, like I said with JoJo, a jack of all trades. He's good in zone, good in man. He comes up in tackles, but he's not excelling in those positions. You see guys like, Ahmad Gardner this year, Sauce Gardner, elite in man coverage. Roger McCreary, elite in man coverage. Cam Taylor Britt's not really elite in man coverage, but he makes these big time game-changing plays that every team's going to look at. I have him going in the 4th or 5th round to the Bills or the Vikings. The Bills really need help at corner, but they don't want to spend that high pick on a corner because with them, they value corner a little bit less. So you can get one of these guys, like later round guys that can excel in that position. Also the Vikings desperately need corner. They don't have anybody. I think Patrick Peterson is their best corner, and he's a free agent right now, so who knows where he's going to go. But it's just weird. It's weird because Patrick Peterson's not the Patrick Peterson we all know. But I could definitely see Cam Taylor Britt excelling. in these positions. Next up, I got Cam Jurgens. Cam Jurgens might be my favorite Nebraska prospect this year. JoJo is great, but Cam Jurgens is just so fun to watch. His growth as a player is what's fun to watch for me. Came to Nebraska as a tight end, switched to center, and has started there for 3 or 4 years now. And his potential is through the roof. He hasn't been playing the position that long, obviously coming from as a tight end, and he's already viewed as one of the not top centers in the draft, but actually, yeah, I would say he's one of the top centers in the draft. Not one of the top linemen. There's not very many good centers in this draft. You got Linderbaum from Iowa, but after that, it's kind of open, and a lot of guys that can play center, but haven't played center that much. So Cam Jurgens has a ton of potential for me. Super athletic. You see on film, he's just a mauler of a blocker, and I see him going in the 4th or 5th round to the Cardinals. I like the Cardinals for him. Rodney Hudson's getting up there in age, and you saw last year when Rodney Hudson went down with an injury, Cam Jurgens could have definitely been used because they had some snap problems. They had some fumble issues. It was just bad. They need a backup center badly. I could see him drafting there. And also the Raiders, where Rodney Hudson used to play. Their offensive line just isn't that good in a whole, and center is probably their weakest link. So definitely a need there. But my next guy is Austin Allen. I love all these guys. I keep saying this is my favorite prospect, and I think I have another one now. Because Austin Allen is just loads of potential just waiting to happen. Ran not as fast as you would want a tight end like him to run in the 40, but you got to remember he's also 6'8", 6'9". He's a huge dude, athleticism off the charts. And as you can see, I have Broncos listed here again. Obviously, the big trade that happened with Russell Wilson. They traded Noah Fant. I like Albert Okwinabom, but he needs a backup. Andrew Beck just got signed. He's a tight end, fullback, kind of hybrid, kind of utility player. Using a 5th or 6th round pick like I have listed here on a guy like Austin Allen with loads of potential, great red zone threat, but even like he can catch and run. And we've seen him catch and run before, but also get those big time high point catches that you like to see the 6'8", 6'9" guy make. And the Giants just lost Evan Ingram, just lost Kyle Rudolph. Definitely need another tight end in that room. Austin Allen's not going to come in right away and start. There's not a lot of people in the 5th and 6th round that are coming in right away and starting. We saw it a few years ago, or I guess like 2 years ago with James Robinson undrafted, but that was just because, Jaguars are the Jaguars and they just had an opening and James Robinson just took that room over. I guess if Austin Allen excels in camp, then he can come and start right away. But he's more of a raw prospect right now. But loads of potential. And the last guy I really wanted to talk deeply about, Samori Torre. He's the only guy that I have named so far that wasn't invited to the combine, but he blew up his all-star game, scoring 2 touchdowns in that game. He just doesn't have the physicals. You see guys like last year, Jamar Chase, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", can run, can jump, can catch. I mean, that's the guys they're looking for. They're looking for the Megatron builds, and they're not really looking for this Julian Edelman type build, like Hunter Renfrow type build, which is what I think Samori Torre can be. Got really good hands, really shifty, good route runner. Doesn't run as fast as you would want him to, but I think he can do enough, and he's put enough on film where he could get drafted maybe in the 7th round, but I think he is going to get undrafted. But I think he can make an impact definitely on special teams. You saw in that all-American game, or not all-American game, but the all-star game that he played in, he was always the first one down on kickoffs, punts, just a high-effort guy, and just one of those slot guys. I put down the Chargers, could use a guy like him. They got Mike Williams. They got Keenan Allen. I think Samori Torre, his skill set is comparable to Keenan Allen, not on the level, definitely not on the level. That's not what I'm saying. But the shifty route runners, good hands, Keenan Allen's one of the best route runners in football, so I'm not trying to compare him there. But he could learn from a guy like that, sit under him for a couple of years, move into that slot role, make his way up through special teams. I think this can be a really good feel good story. The Browns could use a guy like him right now. They only have Amari Cooper, not much after that. They cut Jarvis Landry. They could use a guy, once again, Amari Cooper, I think, is an upgraded version of Keenan Allen. So he's, one of the best route runners in football, got really good hands, maybe slightly overpaid, but that's not what we're talking about. So I think he can learn under that and just excel in that position. But that's going to do it for my Nebraska players that could get drafted. Can't wait to see what these guys do at their pro day. Really excited to do that. We'll talk about that. But we'll also talk about spring game, which is coming up probably in the next episode. And then follow our Twitter. I tweet every day. The Baby Takes Twitter. You get updates about videos. You get some polls on there. And then follow Zach on Twitter as well. He doesn't tweet as much as I do, but I'm a little addicted to Twitter. So nothing against him. And then follow our Instagram where we put some updates, do some polls, post our video updates when they come out. And then we have a Facebook page now. I'll link that down in the description as well. But TikTok. I went live on TikTok for the first time a couple days ago. Talked about NFL. We talk about NFL over there. That's more where the professional side is. This is primarily Nebraska. As we know, that's where our viewership is. So if you guys want some NFL content, I'll put NFL content on here. But as of right now, I'm keeping that on the TikTok side. So go check that out. I'll link that in the description as well. But you can just look up Baby Takes on your phone as well. So we will both be back next week or later this week, most likely, to get you guys another video. But it's only me for this week. So thank you so much for watching. And until next time, we'll see you later.